Guten Abend. Good evening. And Om Shanti. Tonight we will have meditation and then speak about the tree of life. Heute haben wir Meditation und dann auf Englisch der Baum des Lebens. So, ihr dürft euch mal ganz bequem und gerade aufrecht hinsetzen. You can sit comfortably and straight. And then let go of your day. Und dann lasse ich den Tag los. Und komme ganz in den gegenwärtigen Moment. I let go of the day and I become fully present in the moment. Here and now. Ich bin im Hier und Jetzt. Ich lasse meinen Geist zur Ruhe kommen. Ziehe ihn weg aus meinem Alltag. Und konzentriere mich für einen Moment nur auf meinen Atem. I slow down my mind. Take it away from my day. And for the moment, I only focus on my breathing. Feel your breath flowing in and out freely. Spürt euren Atem, wie er frei ein- und ausströmt. Was geschieht in meinem Körper, wenn ich atme? What happens in my body when I breathe? Become aware how the air is flowing in through my nose, down my throat, and filling my lungs, lifting my chest. And I hold for a moment and then let go. Let go of all the tension and stress and relax. Ich nehme wahr, was in meinem Körper geschieht, wenn ich atme, wie die Luft durch meine Nase strömt. Ich spüre das, wie sich meine Lungen füllen, mein Brustkorb sich hebt und ich fülle meine Lungen vollkommen und halte die Luft einen Moment und lasse dann ganz bewusst los. allen Stress, alle Spannung lasse ich los. Ich lasse es einfach atmen. I just let it breathe. And I'm watching, observing. Ich beobachte, nehme wahr. Und mit jedem Ausatmen lasse ich mehr los und entspanne meinen Körper vollkommen. With every exhaling, I let go of all the tension and relaxing my body even more. I breathe out all the burden, all the stress, all the worries. And I breathe in light and well-being. Ich atme allen Stress, alle Spannung aus. Alle Lasten, alle Sorgen, alles Schwere atme ich aus. Und ich atme Licht ein und Wohlbefinden. Und immer mehr komme ich von der Ausdehnung in meine Essenz. And more, I come from the expansion into my essence. The essence of who I really am. The seed of consciousness. The point of living conscious light. Von der Ausdehnung komme ich immer mehr in die Essenz. Zum Samen des Bewusstseins, dem Punkt lebendigen, bewussten Lichts. Ich bin. I am. And I let myself fall into this being, this state of being present, being free, Ich lasse mich ganz in diesen Zustand des Seins fallen, diesen Punkt des Seins. Mich selbst zu sein. Frei, leicht. Just feel that state of being light and free and real. Spürt einfach einmal diesen Zustand des Seins, frei zu sein, leicht und ganz echt. I am the seed of consciousness. And inside of me, there is everything that I am. The memory of everything I have ever experienced is condensed in that seed. And I let this memory go to sleep. And I remember my own greatness. My own inner power. My inner peace and truth. Ich bin dieser Same des Bewusstseins. Und in mir ruht der ganze Baum der Erinnerungen. Und ich lasse ihn ruhen und erinnere mich an meine eigene Essenz des Friedens, meine innere Größe, meine innere Wahrheit. the seed needs the soil, some water, and the light in order to express the beauty that is inside. And I am a spiritual seed, a conscious seed. Ein Same braucht die Erde, Wasser und die Sonne, um zu wachsen, um die innere Schönheit auszudrücken. Und ich bin ein lebendiger, bewusster Same. I expose myself to the spiritual sun, the divine light, and I'm absorbing this light and love from the source of life. And I start to feel that light expanding inside of me. The light of peace and love. Und ich, der bewusste Same, setze mich der spirituellen Sonne aus. Absorbiere das Licht und die Kraft, die Liebe von dem höchsten Licht, von dem göttlichen Licht. Und lasse dieses Licht, diesen tiefen Frieden in mir ausdehnen. Wurzeln schlagen. as I'm absorbing this divine light and love. As I'm allowing this light to expand inside of me, and taking roots and I let this light flow through me into the world. Embracing the whole world. Ich lasse dieses Licht durch mich hindurchströmen, Wurzeln schlagen. Ich strahle es aus in die Welt. Umarme die ganze Welt mit diesem Licht. Ein Licht, das heilt. Ein Licht, das schützt. Das Licht, das die innere Schönheit wieder zum Wachsen bringt. This light is healing, protecting the whole world. This light of love allows the beauty inside of me to be expressed, to grow. To grow into a beautiful tree of love and peace that nourishes the world. Ich wachse zu einem wunderschönen Baum der Liebe, das die Welt nährt. become this tree of love. My roots of love surrounding the world. At the top of the tree, I'm connected with the light, nourished by the light, which I share with everyone. Ich werde zu einem Baum der Liebe. Meine Wurzeln umarmen die ganze Welt. Und mit meiner Krone bin ich verbunden mit dem höchsten Licht. Und lasse dieses Licht durch mich hindurchströmen in die Welt. Om Shanti. Die jetzt gehen, wünsche ich einen schönen Abend. We will continue in English with the Tree of Life. So, very warm welcome to the course. And you remember last lesson we had last week. You have been listening about the cycle of time, how time changes, that every moment is different, not one moment stays the same, how we move from full consciousness into a state of deep sleep of our own truth, how we move from a state of fullness where we use all our inner powers and treasures, and we reach a state of emptiness and darkness. And so at that time, you remember probably the time of the confluence age, where we learn about or remember again who we are and how we can connect to the light and fill our inner reservoir with all the treasures. And so to understand that every phase is beneficial, it's just part of life. Nothing stays the same. Like a life cycle, you become a baby, then you become a child, and then you grow up, you become a teenager, a young adult, an adult, then you're a bit more senior and older, and then old age, and then one moment you leave the body. And this cycle of everything that starts new becomes old, and it's just a normal process. And for us to accept, okay, what do I need to do now? What is the time telling me to do now? So I can fill myself with all the treasures I need, with all the light, with all the love, with all the wisdom and all the power, all the joy. So I have enough to go to another cycle and to enjoy life, you know. All the love, with all the wisdom and all the power. so we come to this earth to really enjoy and to express our divinity. It's just that we forget halfway through and then we go trapped, no? We go trapped in identifying with the physical, with the body, with the roles, with what we have, what we do. And no, from the expansion, so when I think, maybe I think I'm Swiss, no? Then my identity goes to the Swiss border. So I try to protect everything what is that inside that border. So I'm totally outside of myself. And I know that I, the soul, I'm born in a body made in Switzerland. But I, the soul, I've always been, I'm eternal. And so it's like going back to the essence, going back to the essentials, to remind myself of who I really am. When I first came and I had nothing physical, just my inner treasures. And I was full of love and full of all the qualities. Actually, what we are looking for and longing in today's world, not that real love, that real joy which doesn't depend on the external situation and circumstances or people. So it's like, this is my truth, which is always there. It's just covered with so many layers. And in this time of age, in the confluence age, in the age of transformation, we go back inside and rediscover our own inner truth. So the cycle of time, and what is very closely connected with this image of time and how we go through different stages of consciousness in one cycle, in one whole cycle, through one cycle. And another image is the tree of life. And I will show you that image. Yes, that's just a symbol of life. You know, a tree is very symbolic. You know, okay. So you can see, like in a tree, every tree starts with a seed. Like I, the soul, I'm a seed of consciousness. And inside me, this seed of consciousness, I hold the information of everything I've ever experienced. This is all stored inside this seed. Like you have a seed of an apple tree or of a prune tree or of a mango tree, whatever seed, The information of whatever it's going to become is inside already. And then you put that seed into the soil, you water it, and it needs the light of the sun. So what is inside comes out. And the seed starts to grow roots, and then it starts with 2 shoots, and it grows and becomes stronger and makes branches. Whatever is the information that is in the seed, what it is going to become, whether a flower or a lettuce or a tree, no? So that will come out, nothing else, no? And so, like the tree of life, we also call it the tree of humanity. So I love that symbol of the tree of humanity because it shows me that we are all connected with each other. We all belong to that tree, no matter what we are like or which background we come from. We're all part of that tree of humanity. And the tree is it's a spiritual tree. The tree of souls, you could say, you know? And the seed of this tree, you can see here, is the light, no? Of this, the supreme light. And as I said, that I, the soul, I'm also like a conscious seed, and I hold inside of me everything that I have ever experienced, what I have experienced personally. And the seed of light of God, or the Supreme, holds inside himself everything of the whole of the universe, no? The whole information, how everything is interconnected. And so when we connect with that spiritual seed of light, then also we are connected with the whole universe, with the wisdom of how everything works and how it is interconnected and how it grows, no? And when you remember from the cycle of time, you know, the first age when the soul comes into this physical world, totally full, totally clean, nothing, no memory of the past, is totally new. So anything the soul will express, there's nothing than what is inside. No? There is only love, there is only light, there is only peace and joy, nothing else. That's who I am. And then after the cycle, when we go through the whole cycle, we have collected so many different layers of experiences and personality traits that are not our original ones. And so we express all these different traits. And so when we see the cycle of time in the form of the tree of humanity, of the tree of life, when you see like the beginning of the tree, then this seed of understanding, of knowledge is planted in the soul again, that we are souls. We are all a family of souls, the whole of humanity. We are all connected together through that supreme seed, or the eternal parent, the spiritual light, which is like a power station which connects all of us. And so it's like we are these seeds, but each one of us is unique. And so, like, unique in one way, even though we have all these spiritual qualities inside of us, all of us, love, peace, joy, wisdom, truth, that pure energy of happiness, like we all hold this energy, but it's in a different combination. So it has all these, 8-10 billions of combinations, no? So each one is unique. And so we express this beauty in the golden age. in the time when the soul is like gold, when there is nothing mixed inside, when the soul is soft and warm, like gold, which is able to mold and which is not affected by external situations, like iron would rust, when it's wet or whatever, but gold remains shining. And so when you see the tree of life, when the seed is planted into the earth, when the souls have taken all the power from that seed, what comes out at the beginning in the golden age, in the age of truth, is what we call Satyuga, or the age of truth, which is depicted in the trunk. The trunk is symbolizing unity. It is symbolizing oneness. It's symbolizing one direction, one family, like one family of one human family, which is symbolizing also there is no division, no polarity, in a way, like everyone is in the light. Everyone is enlightened. Everyone knows their own value, their own, how do you say, there is no comparison with each other. I am naturally in my self-respect, in my dignity. And that's what we going to express. And you can see, like, this is an image that comes from India. And of course, this is a symbol of the time, like being upright means I'm righteous, I'm living my truth. You can see a crown, which means each one in this era of time is a master of themselves. Each one is a sovereign. So it is a symbol of the crown. And then you see the light around the crown, like the crown of light, which means the purity of the soul. So everyone is living their truth, nothing else. What is inside, I bring to the outside. And so that is symbolized by the light. And then you see the sun, the symbol of the sun here, which means like there is complete light in the soul, enlightenment, or it's also called the sun dynasty, which means the sun is a symbol of something doesn't change. The sun is constant. The moon is full and then becomes empty. And the sun is a symbol of being, of the fullness, of stability, something that is constant. And so, like souls, when we are in that era of time, then we are righteous. We are in our dignity, in our self-respect. We live in harmony with each other, but first we live in harmony inside of us. Oh, we have peace and love with our inner workers, our mind, our intellect, our personality. They live in peace, like that inner family. There's no conflict. I have that total self-awareness and that self-acceptance and love. And I see the beauty in others. I can see their own specialities. And there is that natural appreciation and love. And I'm sharing just of what is inside of me. So no one needs anything. There is no neediness. I'm just sharing what is inside. I don't know whether your screen is flickering. I see this screen is flickering like a lightning storm here. But maybe this is just a computer here. So like an area where we live together from the inside full. And as we understand that the outside world is not only a mirror of what is inside of us. So the outside world will also be very beautiful, the nature will be full, giving everything, the total beauty. I mean, still now, even if so noisy and maybe the air is so polluted, nature is still so beautiful, giving so much. And imagine when the souls living in that area, when we express our divinity to our fullest, and nature is also expressing this absolute beauty, and we live in harmony with the animals, with nature, with each other. So the age of the body will be much, older when we don't age quickly, no? So body can take 150 years, and there is no illness because we live in harmony. We have no conflict. We don't live against our nature. So when we leave our body, it's like we shed an old skin, and we know inside we will get another new beautiful body. So there's no fear of death, because I am naturally soul conscious. I'm not identifying with my body. This is my beautiful instrument, my costume that I wear, through which I express myself. It's just this natural awareness. And it's me, that living energy, that conscious light and seed, the living diamond, which is giving life to this body. So I'm not identifying with what I have or with what I do, but I'm living from inside out. So, because the body is also something I have received, but I, the soul, I have always been. No one has created me. Yes, I'm getting cleansed, I'm getting empowered, I'm getting transformed. But I have always been. And inside of me, I always am this divine being. And so, like taking birth and rebirth, we come into a state which we call the stage of the Silver Age. You have already seen the last time in that cycle, where the consciousness is still very pure. We're still aware that we are souls, but we have a little bit less power. Because here we are not looking for God. No one is looking for God or a source of power where we can recharge or anything, because we have taken everything. We are living our divinity. So we are living our spiritual beauty very naturally. It's not that we need anything from anyone. We're just sharing from our own divinity. And when we come after birth and rebirth, we come into that state of the Silver Age. The soul has used up a little bit of the power. So it hasn't got that full splendor anymore. You can see symbolically they are sitting. They are wearing a silver crown, and they are holding a bow and arrow, which means a symbol of, a symbol of fighting, no? Bow and arrow. But it's not that they are fighting at this time. This symbol is symbolic of at the time of the confluence age. When you see that small age, when we are transforming ourselves, when we are filling ourselves with these original qualities, at that time when we are still going back and forwards, back into the Iron Age, in the Iron consciousness, and forwards, when we are full of doubts, when we are not fully able to take from that source of light. We are still battling inside. So we are not able to totally become master of the self, master over my senses, master over my mind, over my emotions. So we are still dependent on external situations and circumstances and people for my happiness and for my well-being. And so this is a symbol of the Silver Age, when the soul, at the time of taking from the source, at the time of transforming, I'm still holding on a little bit to the old. I haven't totally transformed. And so that symbol of bow and arrow is a symbol of the soul battling at the end, And still that purity is there, that consciousness is there is harmony. Here there is just one huge family. Here there are more different kingdoms, but there is peace and harmony among them. And then you see this tree is very symbolic. Here is oneness, the trunk. And then it starts to split up in the different branches. And the different branches are the different religions, When the soul gets to a state of consciousness, when I'm no more aware that I am that living eternal light, when I start to identify with matter, and that means the first thing is I will start to think I am this body, And of course, this body grows old, this God body is being given to me, and it will go, So this start the fear of death, Because in Indian mythology or in different mythologies, they say the gods that are immortal, a memorial of the time, and the soul is totally naturally soul conscious. And when I'm soul conscious, I know I will never die. Even if my body goes, I will never die. So this is the state. There is no fear of death. There is no fear of losing, because we are not taking from the outside for our happiness, for our power, for our well-being, but we are living from the inside out. And when we lose awareness of who we are and start identifying with the body, then we are disconnected from the source of power that we are, of the source of beauty, and we start to take from the outside to feel happiness, to feel love, to feel that power in position or in possession. So we are no more independent. So we start from masters, we start to become slaves, slowly. And so the soul starts with that fall of consciousness. When we start to, we call it body consciousness, but I think it's like the awareness or identification with matter, with what we have and what we do. And then sorrow starts. We start to compare with each other. Oh, you have more than me. You are more beautiful than me. Or, oh, your wife is, or husband is more beautiful. I want, So it's got, and then there is division, And so when the soul starts, gets away from its own truth, there is sorrow of losing my own self. And there is a search starting, a memory coming up of a time when we had everything, A memory is a longing also for that wholeness and for that harmony. And then is the time when different, messengers bring a message from the light, So we have in India, the worship starts of all these deities. They start to build statues, and actually, we can say we start to build these statues. We've forgotten that actually we were divine inside, and then we put the divinity into stone and worship, the stone outside of us. And we forget that actually each one of us is a divine being. But as I'm no more connected to my own seed, to my own divinity, I put it on the outside, and I'm praying and I'm expecting to get protection, and I get love or get wealth or whatever desires I have. I'm praying, starting to worship and praying to get something. That's especially in India and in the East. And then there is a time when there is all this worship going on and total chaos also because of losing that natural order of living together with the spiritual laws. We're losing that. And then is Abraham who brings these laws how to live together. It's like on these commandments or these, how a Jewish religion has a lot about how to live together, all these different laws. And as you see, like the tree, that is a branch of Jewish, what is it called? Jewish, I don't remember in English, the Jewish religion. And every branch starts golden, no? Because when something new comes, the idea is to bring benefit, the idea is to bring unity, the idea is to bring divinity and liberation for the souls who are suffering. And so it's always a very pure intention. And then when that branch grows, it becomes silver, it becomes copper, it becomes iron, and the more it goes into the expansion, the more different branches, small branches, and ideas of the same religion start, and they start to fight each other, all the different branches of the same religion. So that happens as a natural kind of, when it's new, it's very powerful, it's very pure, it's beneficial, it has a spiritual seed inside, and then people use it to gain power over other people and to make them feel, I am better than you, I'm more powerful, I have the truth, you are wrong, and then the fight starts, no? And then on the other side of the tree you have Buddhism, Buddha who comes, and he brings that understanding of reincarnation, he brings that understanding of karma, of rebirth. He doesn't speak about God, and like you see in Buddhism, it's the same. The idea is very pure at the beginning, and then as the branch grows, it's also they start to fight each other. Then, like we have on the other side, then after the next branch is a Christianity, no? And every religious founder brings a message, a main message. And there are other messages inside as well. But I think it's like Christianity, Christ who brought the message, love yourself like your neighbor. So, but there is also the message of as you sow, so you reap. That's also a message in Christianity, which got lost a bit. And again, the same thing, like Christ came into an era where there was a lot of corruption and where the essence was lost, and he had a love for the people and wanted to show them how they could live together and to have a deep value and understanding and love for everyone. And so even Christianity, it's the same thing. It starts with this pure intention and very powerful. And then soon they start to use the religion to gain power over people, and then the power is lost. And even like all these little branches, where how many churches do we have today, you know? And every church is right, and you know, some of them fight each other. Like Ireland, they were fighting Catholics against the Protestants. War now. It's crazy, you know, same religion. So it's like this happens with every religion, no? Then in the East, again, more like they had the sannyas religion, where people went into the forest to meditate. They left their home and family. They took sannyas, what they say, you know, they renunciation. And because they thought we have to find liberation in the solitude and by going away from the world. And so again, their motive at the beginning was very, very pure, and it was very powerful. And nowadays, all these sannyasis become gurus. They live in villas and they make a lot of money, and nothing left from that original pure intention. So everything becomes, from this very pure intention, becomes very corrupt. And yeah, so it's just like that, the same with Islam. You know? Islam has got this message, have no image of God, no? And I think it's also very beautiful, because God has no physical image. God is only light. And that's the beauty. And I think if we understand that, then we can understand that, yes, God is for everyone. He's not a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim, or, you know, he belongs to everyone, to all souls. Religions are man-made. You know? The religious founders are human souls who bring a very pure message, and then the message gets changed and adapted to the how the rulers like it, no? So they can gain power with it, no? And so, like, I think I would say that's one of the main messages in Islam, that you don't have images of God. They have the scriptures, they have the Quran writings in their mosques. And then another religion in the East also is like Sikhism, where they speak about God being the washerman, washing the dirty clothes. And it means like this, the light who washes the soul from its sorrow, for its darkness, from its ignorance, no? So that I can see my own light again. So every religion has its own truth, no? And in its origin, they are very spiritual. And then again, they grow from this purity, the golden age, they go to the silver age, the copper age, and iron age. And at the end, it's all like external form, but the essence, the life, the real message is lost, no? And so then we come to a state where he's also the worship of nature, and then the worship of bodies. No, you can see here in the middle. I don't know whether you can see it. Sorry. No, I wanted to show it closer. I don't know whether I can see it. You can see in the middle. Oops, how can I make it? Yes, the worship of bodies, of pop stars, of cars, of, you know, guns and all kinds of things. No more. We've lost the real meaning of life. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, and you know, like what we worship today, like about 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was maybe the television in the corner. Now we have our smartphone where we watch into, we look for entertainment, we want to feel ourselves new information and all that. So that we worship, that becomes our deity in the corner of our living room or in our pocket now. We take it with us, no? And so there is like capitalism, communism, all different sects and cults that come, and they all go from golden to iron. The motive at the beginning is a pure motive to bring benefits, to help people to find their own truth, to find happiness or peace inside, or find a way to God. So it's a pure motive at the beginning, but then it's also used to really gain power over people. And it's when the tree becomes very old and it starts to decay, it's then when the supreme light comes into this human world to remind us that actually we are all souls, we all belong together, we are all one human family. And it's the light, the supreme soul, who is from above, from this dimension of light, who is never taken birth in this world in a human body, but he needs to use a human body in order to teach. He says he doesn't teach through inspiration. So he will bring us back the awareness that we are all souls. We all belong to the light. We have always belonged to the light, and we will always belong to the light. And that all of these different religions is the beautiful expression of that tree. And at the time of the confluence age, what you were seeing on the cycle, this little golden 5 to 12, the hand of the clock, no? The time of transformation, we are only able to transform when we have the full understanding of who we are and how we can regain that power through that connection with the light, how we can go back into the essence and fill ourselves with spiritual strength again. And this you can see, like, it happens underneath, no? When the seed is put into the earth, planted, it's when what's happening in meditation is not something that is visible on the outside. It's something that happens below the earth, no? You could say. So we take the power from the seed and we become the roots of the tree, you know? We feed the tree with light and with love and with peace, with that power, that so that the tree can start to grow anew. Before the old tree falls apart, already a sapling is planted and is growing. And this happens, it's incognito. It's not something visible on the outside. Our connection to the light is very personal. It is very incognito. So only we know how we are connected, and our relationship connection is very unique for each soul. So no need for competition, no? Because the light has so much, no, to give to all of us, so each one can take as much as they want. And it's really depending on me how much I want to take to become that full seed again, to be able to let go from all the external influences, so that I'm no more that needy person or that dependent person, so who everyone needs to tell how good I am and all these things, that I'm no more so needy. So, but I become self-contained because I become so full. Through meditation, we fill ourselves with that power that I'm able to share with others that energy that I got. So the tree of life, for me, it's really an absolutely beautiful symbol to understand that we all belong together. We can't exclude anyone. everyone belongs to this beautiful tree of humanity. And the seed of that tree is the supreme light, is God or the divine or whatever you want to call it, the highest consciousness, which allows me to get back to my highest consciousness again. So it's a energetic tree, where we get back to our own pure energy of love, of truth, of peace. And from the expansion, the whole tree, like I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Sikh, I'm a, I don't know, communist and capitalist, whatever I feel like, to go back to, I'm just a seed of light, a seed of consciousness. And everything is inside of me that can fulfill me. I don't need anything external to fulfill me. Everything is inside. So it's not that matter is, wrong or false, but my dependency, the dependency on of my happiness on external things or of other people, is that brings a lot of sorrow. Not matter or other people or money or whatever, but my dependency, that my happiness has become so dependent on something external because I don't know anymore who I am. Because I don't know anymore that actually everything is already inside of me. It's just me, I'm outside, I'm absent. And meditation is now bringing me back into the present, making me present, seeing myself, creating that relationship of love with myself, creating that relationship of love with my body, with my surroundings. From a bondage, it becomes a relationship where the energy can flow. And the basis of that is when I fill myself with the power from the Supreme, when I'm full, I can share. I'm not needy anymore. And I think that's the whole, the secret, no? If we learn to fill ourselves, if we learn to become our own master, the master over my eyes, what I see, I choose. No, I don't let that in. That is not beneficial. I can't have an influence on it. Also, I don't let it influence me. So I hear something. Do I need to know? Does it help me to become stronger, more powerful, more wise? Or is it just rubbish that goes in one ear, and so I have two, I can let it go out of the other ear? So it's all like you learning to use my senses, learning to use my mind in a beneficial way to bring benefit to myself, but also benefit to my body, to my relationships, to whatever I come in contact with. So it's like learning to get to know myself. And it's a beautiful time for us. We can see the old world, the night, the Iron Age, the conflicts, the corruption, the falsehood, the artificiality, everything. And at the other side, we can also see the beauty, the total beauty that is pulling us, that purity, that truth, that absolute love that we are pulled towards, because we are at the time where we have to go there, no? It's like we are somehow, something inside of us pulls us into that area of the golden age. And so we have to create it first inside of us so it can become manifest in the world. And for this, the light has to come into this world to put the seed, and the seed is that understanding. I am a soul, you are a soul. We are all one family, connected, energy connected, consciousness connected, and still unique. And we all belong to that one source of love, of truth. And so there is no need to fight. There's only to face, how do you say, my own self. You know, we say it's like inside of us, we have on one side the angel, the divine being, and on the other side, we have the devil, the negativity, the falsehood, the hatred, the jealousy, all these things that want something from the outside, for the happiness. Doesn't understand that actually we have everything inside of us. And so we can't buy happiness and we can't get it from the outside because it's a different energy. And so if I, the soul, like a different energy, I mean, it's like when you want love and you eat chocolate, okay, the sugar will create some happy hormones inside of you, so you will feel happy for a moment, but for how long, no? And then you become more dependent on it. And so, like in meditation, we learn to create our own happy hormones or chemicals inside of our brain by creating the right thoughts, by creating the right consciousness. And so we become free from all these dependencies. So I have been speaking a lot, and I hope I was able to make myself clear. Maybe you have still some questions. Yes, I can see there are some questions. Okay. So Margot, you ask, thank you, so helpful. Yet I'm wondering where marriage and family belongs in this marvelous tree. Or are these parts of the externals you speak of? You see, I think family and marriage and family, that is part of human life in this world. I think the consciousness in which we have relationship changes from the golden age, where we live from the inside out and we don't need something from the other to feel whole, because we are whole inside. And so the connection we have is a spiritual connection, and there is that spiritual love. And so that the relationship and family will be there, even in the golden and silver age. Because I think, peace we experience on our own. We don't need anyone but for happiness. And this is the age. I have to show it here. This is the age of happiness. We experience in the exchange with each other, when we exchange that divinity with each other, that fullness, then we experience happiness, when we exchange that inner truth. So marriage and family is there. How do you say, it's that we don't take from each other. We don't take each other's energy, because we are full in ourselves. So we share our divinity. So it has a totally different energy. And then Julia wrote, would you say we all have the opportunity to reach the confluence age in our body's lifetime? Yeah, I think the moment, confluence age is the age when I realize it's the time to awaken from that sleep of ignorance, where I feel I'm this body, I am what I'm doing, my profession, my position, my possession, all these external things. When I start to realize that I am a soul, that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, when I start to experience that, it's like the soul takes a new birth. It's like you wake up, you born into your real identity. Then I'm not Anna, but I know I am the living being. I'm playing this role of Anna, and Anna is made in Switzerland. And so that doesn't say anything about my value of who I am. No? That I don't need to take my value from anything external, because more and more I understand and experience that everyone is valuable. Everyone is unique. Everyone is inside whole. And so when I start to realize that actually we are all souls, one big human family. That's when the confluence age starts. No? The thing is with the consciousness that we are not able to keep constant. No? We fall back, trapped into wanting something from the outside and blaming others for our misfortune or whatever. So we're going back and forwards, but it's like the age where we are rising up in our consciousness, where we stay a little bit longer in that awareness and in that freedom of bondage and dependency, emotional freedom, where we become emotionally more independent because we know everything I hold inside. And when I take from the source and stop taking from others, I finish my bondages and I start to give from that pure energy which is empowering and freeing others. So Julia, does that make sense? Where are you now? In which age do you think? I don't know whether. Is it clear that did I answer your question to your satisfaction? Yes, okay, good. So then if you have any other question, then we'll have a little meditation. Otherwise, you write down your question and then we'll finish with the meditation. Okay. Again, just sit, like all this knowledge or this understanding helps me to find back to that awareness, to that inner freedom and fullness. So like in the meditation, I also explain to my mind, there's no need that you go there. You don't need to go to work now. You're here, you're free time, you don't get paid, so don't think of work. And so, yes, it's nice, to go through the cycle, like we change our consciousness. And the thing is also what is beautiful, no one is to blame. It's part of a natural cycle that we start to our fullest and then we decay and then we grow new. Like a tree who is old and then it loses its seeds and then the seeds are planted again and grow up again. And it's just how life is, and we learn how to flow and just to take how it is and understand that actually we are eternal in this. We will never die. So better starting to enjoy this play of life, this game of life. So now just sit back again. And you have heard a lot, just let it set inside. Don't analyze anymore, just allow your mind to become calm and quiet, like a pond. And relax into this inner quietness. Just let it all settle. Allow your mind to relax. And get deeper and deeper into this awareness of being light, a seed of light. And as I concentrate my mind, I focus on my inner light And I let go of all the burden. I let the weight drop from my shoulders. And I become light. A transparent, pure, free light. As I relax more into that state of peace and silence, my mind becomes very calm, peaceful. And I remember my home of light, a dimension far beyond the physical. And with my consciousness, I fly beyond like a bird, beyond the universe, into my home of golden red light, pure energy of peace and silence, and nothing else. A sweet silence and peace. I'm totally free, light, safe, surrounded by silence, surrounded by a deep, deep peace. And in this world of light, I am pulled towards a special light. Like me, a point of living, shining light, very bright, like a magnet, pulling me. And as I follow that pull, I start to feel the rays of love, deep, unconditional love, absolute acceptance. And as if this light is calling me, come. Come, child, come into the light. And I accept this invitation. And the closer I come to the light, I feel this energy flowing through me, washing away all the pain and sorrow from the past, reviving my original energy and beauty. And I'm drinking this love, absorbing it deep into my being, like a sponge. This love is healing. This love sets me free. Brings me back to my own original truth and power. And as I surrender to that love, there is a union of love where I don't feel any separation anymore. A feeling of being connected to everything. And yet, I become more whole than ever. Losing myself in this love means to find my own truth, my own power, my own beauty. And as I'm filling myself completely, I take my consciousness back into the physical world, into my physical body. Inside, I remain connected to the light by an invisible thread of love. And whenever I choose, I disconnect from the physical and I take a bath in a spiritual spa to rejuvenate myself, to empower myself and refresh myself. And sometimes it only takes a few seconds to regain strength, just to connect, to know there is someone I can rely on, someone who knows me, who sees me and understands me. Someone I can reach any moment, wherever I am, and is always free. It's my personal connection and relationship. And so I keep that awareness inside of me. Whenever I choose, I consciously connect. Om Shanti. So, I wish you a beautiful evening, and I hope this is useful. You can make use of it in your life. For me, it has been very useful, very helpful to understand the complexity of life and to focus in a direction where I gain power and gain freedom rather than losing myself. Om Shanti. So I now disconnect and have a good week, and think about the tree of life and what it means for you and how you would like to connect to the light or to the seed, what it means for you. Make it personal. Good night.